tell you something, man. If I gotta get up in front of that council, then you are gonna learn how to dance.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those actors who, usually without a background in dance, took on a dance-filled part and knocked it out of the park.
She still likes to say, because she's such a perfectionist, you know, I'm not a dancer and I don't know, I didn't do that good, but she's great.
Number 10, Michelle Williams, Fosse Verdon.
He wants to teach you some of the steps. Watch you move.
He wants to audition me.
He wants to meet you.
In order to audition me.
For someone without a background in dance, Michelle Williams has sure taken on some dance-heavy roles in her career. Going back to 2014, when Williams took on the role of Sally Bowles in a Broadway revival production of Cabaret.
I've never been on Broadway before, and it was really moving to be here in the theater today and to see the traditions that you get to take part of and like how excited everybody is. It was moving.
And speaking of Cabaret, you might be familiar with the fact that the beloved movie, based on the play, was directed by the great Bob Fosse. This connects to Williams' next big dance role, which came 5 years later in the Fosse Verdon miniseries, in which she played the titular actress and dancer Gwen Verdon. As dancer Dana Moore said of Williams, she came into this with very little understanding of Fosse's style, but she worked very, very hard and became a dancer.
What's that?
She had an itch, she had to scratch it.
You already had steps?
I'm already making it better. Boop, boop, beedoo.
Number 9, Chadwick Boseman, Get On Up. Chadwick Boseman did some of his own singing in the 2014 James Brown biopic Get On Up. But when it came to dancing, Boseman did it all. While the Black Panther actor had studied writing, directing and acting, professional dancing wasn't in his wheelhouse. However, after many 5-hour-long practices leading up to filming, his wheelhouse eventually added another room. A room called Dance Like James Brown. It seems only appropriate that Boseman would have had to work that hard to portray the performer they called the hardest working man in show business.
I can't never quit when it get hard. You quit, you're going backwards, you're dead. No, I take it, and I take it, and I flip it.
Number 8, Jennifer Lawrence, Red Sparrow.
My wife and I saw you dance once.
That was a different life.
There are so many.
For those who haven't seen Red Sparrow and are thinking, hey, there's no dancing in spy movies, well, this one is an espionage film about a Russian spy who was formerly a ballerina. So that's where the dancing comes in.
I'm not like them. And I never will be. Because I'm special. I want to be special again.
Jennifer Lawrence had never previously done professional ballet, so learning to move like one was definitely going to take some work. And by work, we mean 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Or 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, depending on who you ask. Needless to say, it was a lot of hours and a lot of days. Though she did most of the dancing, she did have a professional dance double for some parts.
I have a replacement for you at the company. This girl named Sonia. Apparently she's good.
Number 7, Frank Sinatra, Anchors Away.
I've been in the Navy a year and a half now. Every time we hit port and get liberty, all I do is go to the library.
All right, so you like books. What's the beef?
Well, I thought it'd be fun to try something different.
Frank Sinatra is one of the most popular entertainers the world has ever known, and he is famous for a lot of things, including his voice, his mob ties, and his blue eyes. But one of the things the chairman of the board was never famous for was his dancing. But that didn't stop him from taking on the role of Clarence Brooklyn Doolittle in the musical comedy Anchors Away, opposite dancing icon Gene Kelly.
Let me see. Well, we'll have to do the best with what you've got.
Not only did he star opposite him, Sinatra had a major dance number alongside Kelly in the film. He trained for 8 weeks and filmed 72 takes to get the number right.
What a time we had tonight.
Number 6, Renee Zellweger, Chicago.
So, kiddo, given any thought to what you want to do after Billy gets you off?
Yeah, I think I'd like to go on the stage.
While Catherine Zeta-Jones did some formal dance training in her past, her Chicago co-star Renee Zellweger did not. Not that you'd know it after having seen her dance her way through multiple high-energy numbers and right into a Best Actress Oscar nomination. Sure, she was a little rough around the edges, but director Rob Marshall liked that. saying, "I like them. It's like Roxy's living a fantasy. I didn't want her to be a polished technician." And if we're talking Chicago, we need to give some props to Richard Gere as well, for his impressive tap dance scene that he trained for 3 months to be able to master.
Razzle dazzle them, and they'll beg you for more.
Number 5, Jessica Alba, Honey.
Girl, when you make it, they gonna let us in anywhere we want.
Hey, what's she gonna make it?
You'll see.
You might have forgotten that before she was dancing in Sin City, Jessica Alba was dancing in Honey. According to Bill Woodruff, the director of the 2003 film, Beyoncé was originally set for the lead role, but her touring schedule forced her to turn it down. The role then went to Alba instead.
I want you to dance for me.
Come on, Gina.
No, look, seriously.
Though obviously she didn't bring the same background in dance that Beyoncé would have, but she worked hard to get it right. We're talking 3.5 months of training. I took beginner's ballet and beginner's jazz, Albs said in an interview, and then I had to learn how to do hip hop.
We tell her, after this, you are a dancer. Do not say anything else.
Number 4, Debbie Reynolds, Singing in the Rain.
I didn't dance, I wasn't a dancer, so I had to keep up with Donald O'Connor and Gene Kelly. So you can imagine trying to do that.
It is by far one of the greatest movie musicals of all time, but as much fun as audiences have had watching it for over 70 years, Singing in the Rain wasn't always that much fun to make, especially for Debbie Reynolds, who wasn't a trained dancer.
I said, it's too hard. I don't know how can you do this? How can you all learn everything like this? This is so hard.
Working with the great Gene Kelly was probably exciting for Reynolds at first, but it turned out that he allegedly wasn't the kindest or most encouraging co-star. By her own account, things were so bad, it brought Reynolds to tears. She is famously quoted as saying that Singing in the Rain and childbirth were the 2 hardest things I have ever had to do in my life.
I'll do it, Don. I'll do it, but I never want to see you again, on or off the screen.
Number 3, Channing Tatum, Hail Caesar.
Out there on the sea, here's how it will be. I'm gonna dance with you, pal. You're gonna dance with me.
Yes, you read that right. Channing Tatum. And yes, like you, we all saw Step Up and Magic Mike. And like you, we all know this guy is a great dancer. But he isn't a tap dancer. In the 2016 Coen Brothers film, Hail Caesar, Tatum had to tap dance. As he told Vulture, "I didn't think tap dancing was going to be easy, but I also had no idea how hard it was actually going to be." But he worked at it and he practiced for 3 months, and in the end, he did the 6-minute scene in the movie without a double.
Yes, I'll see a lot of you and you'll see a lot of me. And it's absolutely certain that we'll see a lot of me.
Number 2, Kevin Bacon, Footloose.
Hey, what's this I see? I thought this was a party. Let's dance!
Before they got to Kevin Bacon, the makers of Footloose had a few other actors in mind. They wanted Tom Cruise because of his pantless dance in Risky Business, but his schedule didn't work. They also wanted Rob Lowe because he could dance, but he ultimately couldn't make it because he was still recovering from an injury. They eventually got around to Kevin Bacon, who has admitted he wasn't a trained dancer and that he honestly didn't realize it was a dance movie when he took the part.
I just kind of said, look, just turn the music on and I'll dance, it's going to be fine. But I didn't understand there was a whole choreographed thing.
He learned pretty quickly though, and he put in the work with a choreographer and did gymnastics to get ready. And while he did do most of the dancing, he also had a stunt, dance, and 2 gymnastics doubles for the famous warehouse scene.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Natalie Portman, Black Swan. While most of the actors on this list got their respective roles with no dance training on their resumes, Natalie Portman was a little different.
It's very nice. It's very nice. But I knew the white swan wouldn't be a problem. The real work will be your metamorphosis.
When she was a kid, Portman trained in modern dance as well as ballet at the American Theatre Dance Workshop. However, it wasn't something she had seriously pursued into adulthood. So when it came to play ballet dancer Nina Sayers in Black Swan, she had a lot of training to do.
Come on! The footy are like a spider spinning a web. Attack it! Attack it! Come on!
Her preparation wasn't limited to dance. Portman trained to get her body to look like a professional ballet dancer. She got there by doing cross-training, swimming and ballet for 5 hours a day for 6 months leading up to the filming.
What?
Perfect. That was perfect.
Which of these non-dancer actors impressed you the most with their performance? Let us know in the comments.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.